Now, I start today's discussion in continuation with the previous one. The LVEF, we are discussing about LVEF, very low LVEF. Whatever has been discussed may not necessarily be practice changing, but may prove helpful in those institutions that are resource limited, since mechanical support is very resource intensive. And I think it is important for institutions that may have limited resources to feel that they can in fact safely take care of these patients. Despite the study's shortcomings, Bailey and her colleagues were confident that a subset of patients with very low LVEFs can be treated in much the same way as their counterparts whose LVEFs are between 16 and 35% and be successfully weaned off. From the cardiopulmonary bypass. Our study indicates that patients with ejection fraction below 35% are at very similar risk irrespective of how far below 35% they are. Future research in the larger groups of patients is required to corroborate these findings. Of note, the study did not assess the long-term outcomes, only the feasibility of separating from cardiopulmonary bypass and safely leaving the OR. Not practice changing, yet Dr. Dirk J. Vellerman, assistant professor of anesthesia in Harvard Medical School, agreed that more research is needed. The investigation was hampered by its relatively small number of participants, Vellerman said. Nevertheless, that did not stop Vellerman from agreeing that the findings will likely serve as a springboard for more discussion. This study gives so many ideas, it's fantastic, he explained, but to be honest, I would not change my management of these patients based solely on these findings. I don't think an ejection fraction of less than 15% is comparable to one between 16 and 35. And I do not think they should necessarily be treated by the same way. I don't think they have the same risk and the same outcomes. Vellerman said. He also uses functional status as another important way to assess the surgical risk in these patients. These are patients with an ejection fraction of 15 who do pretty well, and there are people with an ejection fraction of 30 that don't do well, he added. So the functional status is an important parameter. This is very important to remember. some suggest that factors together with LVEF, ejection fraction, and functional status, LV shape, RV status, and pulmonary arterial pressure estimate, secondary functional MR grade, and so on. Well, let us stop it for here today. Next time I will bring you a very interesting case report of suspected intraoperative malignant hyperthermia. Thank you.